Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Upper St. Clair Panther Baseball here on our public access channel in the South Hills. Keith James along with Dan Repishak as today the Upper St. Clair Panthers take on the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. And Dan, it's a very special day for a certain number of the teammates here on Upper St. Clair.
I'll tell you what, the parents are here tonight. It is a beautiful day. What is it? It's got to be in the high 70s, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful.
And Senior Recognition Day is at hand, and if you will bear with me, I will perform double duty here with the pleasure of announcing the seniors as they earn their recognition after all of these years in the Upper St. Clair school system and playing baseball here for the Panthers. So here we go, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our 2013 Upper St. Clair High School Varsity Baseball Senior Recognition Celebration. Today is a special game in which we gather and recognize our 8 outstanding senior baseball players. We begin by recognizing number 10, pitcher Ryan Bittner. Ryan is the son of Edward and Deborah Bittner. Ryan's academic achievements include high honor roll. Ryan's future plans are to attend Penn State for ROTC and business studies. Again, number 10, pitcher Ryan Bittner. Next in our lineup, we recognize number 22, pitcher Alex Bloom. Alex is the son of Lona and Jim Pierce, and the son of David Bloom. Alex's future plans include attending Penn State, the main campus, in order to integrate his love of sports with business and law. Number 22, Alex Bloom. Our next senior is number 2, infielder Joe Conlon. Joe is the son of Pat and Paul Conlon. His school activities include Athletes Taking Action and Jets. In addition to baseball, Joe plays rec basketball and is a varsity soccer player. He was named a soccer WPIAL All-Star goalkeeper for USC's 2012 PIAA State Championship team, a 2-year Tribune Elite 11 player and Almanac Soccer MVP. Joe's a member of the National Honor Society and has earned high honor roll awards. His future plans include studying engineering and playing baseball at Johns Hopkins University. Number 2, Joe Conlon. Please join me in recognizing number 23, catcher and co-captain of the varsity team, Ian Frazier. Ian is the son of Sean Frazier and Maureen McCullum. As part of his school activities, Ian participated in the Econ Challenge. In addition to baseball, Ian has played rec basketball and participated in the St. Louis de Marillac Basketball League. Ian is a member of the National Honor Society, has received high honor roll awards, and earned an International Baccalaureate certificate. His future plans involving taking a personal year and studying many college options. Next, congratulations to number 3, infielder and co-captain of the varsity team, Joel Klein. Joel is the son of Arnie and Sarah Klein. Joel participates in Athletes Taking Action. In addition to baseball, he also played varsity basketball. Joel's academic achievements include National Honor Society and high honor roll. Joel's future plans include attending Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York, where he will major in engineering and play baseball. Number 3, Joel Klein. Next, please join me in recognizing number 24, infielder Eric Krolzik. Eric Krolzik, the son of Liz and Joe Krolzik, continues a family tradition of baseball here at Upper St. Clair. Eric's future plans are to attend the University of Michigan and to have many days on the grass and playing baseball in the warm sun. Eric Krolzik, number 24. Our next outstanding senior is number 19, pitcher Tim Leckenby. Tim is the son of Keith and Sherry Leckenby. Tim's activities include teaching CCD at St. Louis de Marillac Church and being an altar server. Tim will be attending Arizona State to study business, and he plans to go on to law school after graduating college. Number 19, Tim Leckenby. And our congratulations to number 5, senior outfielder Mike Stevenson. Mike is the son of Scott and Marissa Stevenson. Mike's activities include athletes taking action and working part-time in his family's business. In addition to playing baseball for all 4 years, Mike previously participated in football and basketball during his freshman and sophomore years. Mike is a member of the National Honor Society and was named to the High Honor Roll and Dean's List. Mike's future plans include attending Penn State University, Smeal College, for business at University Park. Number 5, Mike Stevenson. We honor our senior baseball team members and their parents for their accomplishments both on and off the diamond. It has been a pleasure to watch these young men grow from bright-eyed youth baseball players into the fine athletes and gentlemen that we see before us today. Our varsity program is led by head coach Jerry Malarkey and his assistant coach, Christian Wheeler. A big thanks to them for all of their hard work, commitment, and dedication that make USC baseball one of Western Pennsylvania's finest. Our gratitude is extended to all of the parents, families, teammates, coaches, and fellow classmates for their enthusiastic support over the years. Thank you, seniors, for your contributions and leadership both on and off the field. We salute you and wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Once again, the senior class and their parents for the class of 2013. Well, always a special moment for any one young man, even though they all seem to be a little bit humble about it, and maybe they're not basking in the recognition. But Senior Recognition Day for any team, especially here at Upper St. Clair with the Panthers, Dan Revishak, certainly a proud moment for the players and the parents as well.
Very exciting. You could see the pride in the parents when they walked out there to receive their flowers. Just a fantastic day for a great Parents' Day.
Well, the only thing that'll top it off, because it is a wonderful day, beautiful sunny skies, a light blue out there, just a few hazy clouds, a stiff breeze blowing out there, just very nice and warm, 75, 76 degrees. And the only thing that's going to make it better is if you can beat the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. That's going to be a tough one. Damn, that's a good baseball team in the other dugout.
Very good. They're on their way to playoff. They will definitely be one of the teams in the final 3 in the division making the playoffs. Very well coached team, and real excited. Upper St. Clair is always excited for a Mount Lebanon Upper St. Clair game.
Well, it'll be interesting because the last time the two teams met back on the 17th, it was Mount Lebanon winning 6-0, so a little revenge factor won't help. The seniors looking to make a big mark. This would be their last home game here at Boyce Mayview Field. Not their last game because there's still 2 on the schedule, both of those away games. One of them would be, I believe, against Pine Richland on the 6th, and then on the 9th at Hampton. Both
Can
of
you
those
believe it?
games away.
It just was a blink. Here we go. We're almost at the end of the season.
So, all right. Starting the game today, because he's a senior, and it is a turn in the rotation as a right-hander, Joel Klein, and he'll pitch to his fellow senior and co-captain behind the plate, Ian Frazier. And his first pitch is just outside for a ball. Co-captain to co-captain. There's another nice thing to see with Joel Klein and Ian Frazier paired up. At the plate, Brad DeCampus. And he looks at one on the corner on the outside, Brad DeCampus.
Joel has had a phenomenal season this year.
He has done a nice job, that is for sure. He misses out and away there, and it's 2-1 early on to Becampus.
We have seen Joel on the mound a number of times this season.
There's a ball out to left field. That's Mike Stevenson today in left. He's under it very easily, and there's out number 1. Well, why don't we talk about Mike Stevenson in left field? Why don't we set the defense very quickly, please, Dan?
Okay, we got Mike Stevenson, who just made that great catch out in left field. We got Adam Kraske in center, Ben Haas in right. We have Joe Conlon at third base, Eric Krelzik at short, Gannon Rooney at second base, Joe Repeshak at first. Again on the mound, we have Joel Klein, one of the captains, pitching to the other captain, Ian Frazier.
And that is a pitch that looks down and just catching that low corner to Brian Eisler. Brian stepping in now as the first right-handed batter of the game. Pitch goes down and low, misses low, and it's 1-1. Again, we're looking at Mount Lebanon coming in with an 8-8 record overall, but in the division, in Division 5, they're 6-3, and they're right behind and breathing down the necks of Cannon Mac right now in the standings. Coming into today's game, they are looking strong. There's a well-hit ball right towards Adam Kraske. It's going to drop right in front of him. Just a little flare, and that is a base hit for Brian Eisler.
That was a nice shot. Adam saw it coming at him. He took a protective step back and then realized it was hit well in front of him. Made a really nice play to keep it just a single.
All right, Vince DeRazio is up to the plate now with a runner at first. That'll put Joel Klein into the stretch. Barely looks at the runner, ball in the dirt, and we're going to wind up with a stolen base there as Eisler gets a nice jump on the ball and runs into scoring position for the Blue Devils. And the ball in the dirt was a ball. So Joel Klein will still work out of the stretch. Runner behind him now. Gannon Rooney was looking to cover from second. Here's a chopper to short. Krolzik, runner moving. He's going to go to first. And that manages to be out number 2 with the runner, Eisler, advancing to third on that play.
Very nice decision to go for first. It was a chopper to Eric, and he really had no play on the runner going to third, so he made a nice shot to Joe to take out the second out.
And Brian Eisler got a nice jump on the ball. All right, Robert Klinchak in now. He looks at a ball in the outside corner. Nice little breaking pitch from Joel Klein. That's strike 1. Notice, too, when we get to the batting order for the Panthers, things have been shaken up just a little bit since our last telecast. There's a ball up and away over the Mount Lebanon dugout. Joe Repeshak comes over, makes a nice sliding catch. That's textbook. That's how they teach you to make that catch. And that is a nice little pop-up out to first, and that's the end of the threat here in the first inning. No score for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils here in the top of the first, bottom of the first inning coming up. The left-hander on the mound for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils is Austin Kitchen. And this young man is tall, lanky, good movement, and pretty good stuff, Dan, on anything he delivers to the plate. So the Panthers are going to have to be really on their toes to get hits off this young man.
He comes over the top. He's got a very good breaking ball. His fastball looks like a changeup, but it isn't. Should be a really good duel between Joel Klein, our startup batter here.
And Joel Klein follows, or I should say leads off, Adam Kraske on deck and Gannon Rooney in the number 3 spot. And Dan will give you the rest of the Upper St. Clair lineup after this pitch.
Okay, we have Terry Halligan in left field. We got Brad Becampus in center. Brendan Depp at right field. We got Brian Eisler at third base. Darren Zasla at short. Vince DeRazio at second. And Robert Kinchak at first base. We got Austin Kitchen on the mound and Matt McGraw behind the plate.
You're having trouble reading your own handwriting.
That's right.
He scribbled out the lineups this morning before the game because I was busy with senior recognition, and he struggled. So, swing and a miss by Joel Klein. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Kitchen with good movement on his pitches. There's a good shot of Joel Klein's batting stance. Very nice, very even, straight up and down, everything aligned. Swung on and a miss. Can't make contact there, down swinging.
Great breaking ball. dropped right down into the lower left-hand corner, kind of choked him off there, and just got right by him.
All right, and here's Adam Kraske, our center fielder today, starting center fielder. He looks at Kitchen's offering.
Adam typically is in the last spot, and he wanted to be in the last slot. He has had outstanding numbers. His batting, I think he has one of the highest batting averages on the team, and the coach has wanted to put him up in the lineup, and I think he's a little superstitious. He's happy in that last batting spot.
Well, there's that old saying: if you got success, don't fiddle with it. Just leave it alone. Then there's the other side of the coin where you can take that guy with a high average and you put him up where he can get some more at-bats. There's a rip foul down the first baseline.
And ironically, the way the games have been played, he actually did lead off several innings, and which really fed in well for Klein, who actually is also a very good hitter this year, and he would be in the second spot.
Missing high there. That evens the count now, as Austin Kitchen has a 2-2 count to work with to Adam Kraske. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you get Adam on base, he's so fast. He's such a threat to move. No threat there as Kitchen puts him down, swinging at some high cheese, and that's strikeout number 2.
Kitchen has found his stuff at the beginning of the game here, so.
We'll find out. That's why they play them all, though.
That's right.
That's why they play them all. Gannon Rooney coming to the plate now. Number 7, our starting second baseman today. I'll tell you what's a nice little touch. That pitch misses high. Jerry Malarkey putting, no offense to Anthony Pizzone, but putting Mike Stevenson in left field. It's senior day, playing as many seniors as he can to start the game. That's absolutely a class act for Jerry Malarkey.
Absolutely.
There's a ball right up behind second base, drifting, coming back in onto the grass. Vince D'Orazio makes the catch, and there's 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers. So we're at the end of 1, nobody on the board. Mount Lebanon coming to bat. That's big number 11 for Mount Lebanon, Zach Baum, the designated hitter, stepping in for Austin Kitchen, striding to the plate. Big fella, hands back, bat waggles. Joel Klein delivers, just misses. Low and outside and off the corner of the plate for ball 1. We talk about Mount Lebanon coming in with this 6-3 record. There's a fly ball out to Adam Kraske in center. Just a couple of little steps to his right. He pulls that in. How about this statistic? Runs for Mount Lebanon so far this season, 75. Runs allowed, 69. However, in district games, runs for, 40. Runs allowed, 24. They play their district games much tougher.
Absolutely. Very disciplined team in terms of conference play.
All right, here is Darren Zaslow. Darren looks at a pitch, and it's ball 1. Joe Klein with the deliver number 2. It's over to third. Joe Conlon scoops. Little crow hop
Nice play.
over to Repeshak. Nice little play there, and that's out number 2 very quickly.
Joe had a great jump on that ball. Was in perfect position to field it. It just in the front end of the grass. Picked it up nice and clean. Made it was a textbook throw. Great job.
Part of that is positioning. The other part of that is footwork, and of course you've got to have the good glove and the good hands. So that would bring up Matt McGraw. He is the backstop here for Mount Lebanon, and he fouls one back to the backstop. Matt McGraw, number 5.
I apologize to the McGraw family. I was struggling with my chicken scratch last inning. I apologize to the McGraw family there.
Folks, I can tell you, he's not kidding. It's chicken scratch. All right, here's Joe Klein's pitch. Here's a line shot, splits the shortstop and the third baseman. Nice base hit from McGraw. So Mount Lebanon gets another something on the board anyway, as they get a runner on base. Their second hit of the game.
Stevenson, he fielded that ball. It was actually the second baseman was catching that ball as he was touching first base. What a great defensive play by Stevenson.
Yeah, and Mike has a good arm, too. He wasn't going to be crazy to try and make a play at first, but certainly that runner wasn't going Wasn't going any farther on the base paths distance-wise. And this batter is Brendan Depp, the right fielder. He is already he's already down 1 strike. There's a steal attempt and a great throw by Ian Frazier. Terrific
Great
throw
job,
by Ian Frazier.
Went to Peters again.
All right. There's Christian Wheeler walking down to the first base coaching position as the St. Clair Panthers will send Ian Frazier, Joe Repeshak, and Eric Krolzik up to the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Looking at their last game, played on the first, it was a 3-1 loss to Peters. You say you were at that game, Dan?
I was, and we were just talking about the great crowd that is here today. There was also a great crowd for that Peters Upper St. Clair game. That was a battle. But one of the things that was so great about it is they were grilling burgers and brats and hot dogs, and the smells of the game. It was phenomenal.
All right, I'm in. All right, here's the here's the pitch from Austin Kitchen.
Are you starting to get hungry?
Wow. Ball 1 to Ian Frazier, who is tight on the plate. Look how tight he is. Look how much he's crowding that plate. Challenging. Zip that ball down the third base line, just foul.
Ian being rewarded with the 4th spot. Typically, Ian in his baseball career has always been a leadoff hitter, always finding a way to get on, but he's been crushing the ball, and as a result, Coach Malarkey has rewarded him with the 4th spot.
No, it is all, not only just hitting the ball hard with a lot of deliberation. There's another good example of that. Goes right over to short. Flips on, and that's airmailed to first base. Frazier's going to turn. He's headed towards second. He will get there very easily on the throwing error and make that a 2-base throwing error, and that is an E6 as Zaslaw just airmails that one, and Upper St. Clair has a man in scoring position.
Keith, wasn't I saying that he always finds a way to get on the base?
He finds a way to get on, and here we go now. All right, Joe Repeshak up. And yes, he is related to my commentary partner here. That is his son. And how about college aspirations for him?
Well,
some thoughts?
We're going to find out. He's a baseball player, and he also plays football.
Ian Frazier, they try and pick him off. He's going to head on over to third. That ball is thrown away. Frazier will come into third very easily and held there by Jerry Malarkey as Austin Kearns turned, and it's as though the pickoff didn't seem to have a signal that connected with everyone on Mount Lebanon, and that ball goes out into center field. Frazier now alertly goes over, and that's going to be a throwing error on the pitcher. So 2 errors in this inning have put the leadoff batter for the Panthers at third base. How's Joe at bunting? He could bunt this run home here.
Absolutely.
All right, feeling a little heat inside.
Joe had a good game against Peters. He went 2 for 3. He's been hitting the ball hard all season, but right at people.
And is a bit of a shame, too, is that you get your strokes in. There's a ball hard to short. Got to go to first. Frazier will hold. That ball nearly thrown away. Holy cow.
Zaslaw is struggling there.
It was on over there. Yep, Klinchok had to come over across the bag. He made a nice scoop to keep that ball from going by. Little nerves out there on the defense from Mount Lebanon, but they do get the out, and that'll bring Eric Krolzik to the plate.
Now batter, Eric Krolzik.
Yowza. Ian Frazier still at third. Was not going to test it coming home because in a game like this, that ball comes in for a strike. In a game like this, Dan, 1 run can be very big.
Absolutely. And mistakes can also come up and bite you.
Yeah, you look at some of the tough losses that the Panthers have had this year. You know, they got that 8-8 overall record, 3-7, within the division. But they're easily, I can think of at least 3 other games that could have gone the other way.
Absolutely.
Very easily.
Games decided in the final inning, at least 5 games.
All right, 1-1 now. The Krolzik fouls way down the first base line.
I definitely know that Mount Lebanon is not taking this lightly.
Well, the rivalry alone. And then you look at the talent level, and of course many of these players have played together, played against each other for years and played together. That pitch is high.
Just missed.
Eric's going to let that one go over the top of the zone. Again, there's one away, no score. Ian Frazier on third, courtesy of 2 throwing errors here in the bottom of the second inning. And a 2-2 pitch to Eric Krolzik. Inside, nearly hits him, but does not. That runs the count full. He could have taken a shave with that one. That was so close. Ouch. All right, here's a very purpose pitch from Austin Kitchen. Chopped. It's going to be foul. And we'll have a do-over on that one. Eric Krolzik battling. Senior player who is another one of those guys. If you needed him behind the plate, he'd go. If you needed him to pitch, he'd pitch. If you needed him to play left field, he'd go anywhere. Eric Krolzik's one of those kind of ball players. He really is. Pretty good little point guard in basketball and a good all-around guy. All right, here's the 3-2 again. Misses high, and we've got a base runner at first in Eric Krolzik with a walk.
The one thing I noticed about Krolzik is that he jogs. He almost sprints out to his position. And I think he learned that from a young boy. I really do. He's just G.I. Joe out there.
He is, and his older brother as well. All right, Ben Haas now to the plate. And Ben with an opportunity here for an RBI, and Eric Krolzik with an opportunity to steal second and put some pressure on McGraw, the catcher. There's a throw over, and then there's a wild pitch there. That pitch is lost, and that'll bring Ian Frazier home. 3 errors. There's a throwing error right there as they try and pick off Eric Krolzik. Ian Frazier comes home, and it's 1-0 for the St. Clair Panthers. Wow, wow, wow.
Now, would that be considered an RBI for Ben Haas?
No, I don't think that happens that way. Here's one foul back our way.
Just asking.
Jerry Malarkey will be happy to take that no matter how you score it. Ben Haas playing right field today, as he usually does. There's another throwback, and again, this one looks like it's off. Trying to catch that runner of Eric Krolzik at second. I don't know if he's...
I'd say Kitchen has a lot of confidence throwing that ball around.
He does. I don't know whether their signals are off or he's overthrowing, Dan. Whatever the case, the Panthers have been the beneficiaries thus far. There's a pitch that's up and in. And that becomes a 1-1 count now. Well, I'll tell you what, as good as Mount Lebanon has been this year and as tough as they have played, particularly against St. Clair, you sure would like to get up on them and stay up on them. There's a pitch on the outside corner that the umpire is going to call strike 2. So 1 run is home for the Panthers. That's Ben Haas at the plate. Austin Kitchen out of the stretch. There's a chop right off the fence above the Mount Lebanon dugout. Look at that breeze. It's a light breeze, but if you look at that flag in the outfield blowing right to left, it is just stiff enough to almost straighten the flag out in the outfield. Here's that pitch on the top of the corner. Just misses.
Boy, that was some heat coming from Kitchen.
There's a joke there about taking the heat out of the kitchen, but I'm not. You're trying to set me up, and I'm not
trying.
going
I'm
there.
Sorry.
That's for sure. All right, again, Eric Krolzik now with a nice lead at second. They know they're going to try the pickoff attempt if they can pull it. They're not going to. Here's a breaking ball that comes way inside. And that is ball 3 and a full count. Strategy turning here with the wheels grinding away. Jerry Malarkey's got a good base runner in Eric Krolzik. And a good batsman with Ben Haas. He fouls that one back.
Kitchen came right down the pipe, and Ben just missed it.
Joe Conlon on deck for the Panthers. So hoping that Ben Haas can get on. Swing and a miss back to the backstop. I think they're going to call that a foul ball. Because otherwise Eric Krolzik could have been moving. I didn't see an immediate call from the umpire, however. But nobody else moved, so they're going to consider that a foul ball. And again, Austin Kitchen on the mound. A little bit of a challenge here in the bottom of the second, with the Panthers threatening. There's a ball into center field. That'll drop right in front of the center fielder. Eric Krolzik will advance. He comes on over to third, and Ben Haas has a very productive at-bat with a base hit.
Now batting.
Ben's been really starting to slug the ball. A couple games ago, he went 2 for 3, and I don't know what he did in the last game, but he is really producing at the plate right now.
Well, here's a nice situation with senior Joe Conlon coming to the plate now. Joe, a left-handed batter. He can hit behind Ben Haas. He can hit the ball away from third base where Eric Krolzik sits and waits to hopefully score. And hitting behind Ben Haas could advance him to second and maybe even third if he can put one down the line. He looks at one on the outside corner, and that is strike one. And that noise you hear, I do believe, is a microphone that's open down the first base line. There's a bunt up in the air. Krolzik was coming. Joe Conlon got around a little too late on it and underneath it and popped it up. That'll be strike two. Well, that takes the bunt opportunity away, but there is only one out. So if you were adventurous, maybe.
Ben has some wheels. He might send them.
Yep, you got wheels all the way around. There's a ball. Oh, he tees off on that, but that is foul. Up and over the Panther dugout.
Shortly after I said that, he did take off. He had a really good jump on that.
Yep. Ben Haas is ready to go. Jerry Malarkey has the wheels turning. He knows he has some guys who can run. Maybe not the fastest guys, but smart runners. Eric Krolzik is really a sharp base runner. Likewise, Ben Haas. All Joe Conlon has to do is get the ball on the ground with a good jump, no DP, and maybe an RBI. Oh, a swing and a miss. Good swing. Good pitch. Strikeout.
I think he fooled him. He thought it was going to be some sort of a off-speed curveball, and it was the heat.
It was the heat from Austin Kitchen, who is responding to the challenge here, and that gives us Mike Stevenson up to the plate with 2 out and runners at the corners here for the Panthers. Ian Frazier scored a few moments ago with the first run of the afternoon. There's a throw over. Ben Haas easily back. And Klinchak managed to grab that ball again to his left over at first base. They haven't had a good throw over to any base yet. Here's the pitch to Mike.
Boy, it'd be really nice to cash in with 2 guys on right here.
Just a little contact, a little flare, something like that. Brian Eisler over at third base looking to try and keep Eric Krolzik a little close. There's Ben Haas down to second, and he steals, and it's a double steal. They throw down to try and get Ben Haas, and Eric Krolzik steals home. Nice job. Way to create a run for the Panthers. They're second of the inning.
And kudos to Coach Malarkey. He had the confidence to send Ben Haas to go in hard and draw that throw, and there was no doubt about it. As soon as he released that, Malarkey released the runner to go home. Great job.
That's a shame because that ball comes inside of Mike Stevenson. It's a shame there because Ben Haas did such a great job as a base runner, but all he gets is a stolen base. He really should get the RBI,
right.
But the RBI goes to Eric Krolzik. He scored it himself, but it wouldn't have happened without Ben going to second. But wonderful execution. And they're putting the pressure on Austin Kitchen and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, and that ball catches just inside to even the count to Mike Stevenson, 2-2. Boy, just again, a lovely day for baseball. 2-0 St. Clair now. That ball up and in. Way high, and that'll run the count full. I have not been keeping track, Dan, but I believe that is the 3rd full count this inning for Austin Kitchen. Here he goes. High cheese there. Nobody seems to be able to touch that from him. Mike Stevenson strikes out, but not before the St. Clair Panthers managed to put across 2 runs on the board with 1 hit and there were 3 errors in the inning and a man left on base. So it's St. Clair 2, Mount Lebanon nothing, and the top of the third coming up in a moment. As we go into the top of the third inning, there are a couple of defensive changes that Jerry Malarkey is making with the St. Clair Panthers. Dan, you want to give us
That's right, Keith.
the lowdown?
Coach Malarkey has shuffled around the infield a little bit. We have moved Joel Klein over from pitching to third base. We now have Ryan Bittner on the mound. And that's it for now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We also have Joe Conlon, who is now he's in at first base for Joe Repishak.
All righty. A little shuffling of the lineup there as Brandon Depp looks at the first pitch from Brian Bittner. Steps on this one, launches it over to right field, and Ben Haas runs it down very nicely.
He struggled with that sun and got right in front of it and made a great play.
And we'll see with these defensive changes what that does to the lineup for the Upper St. Clair Panthers when they come around in their half of the bottom, or I should say their half of the third inning here. Terry Halligan, the left fielder, is up now. He's a left-handed batter, and he looks at a pitch that's way up and away. Ryan Bittner with his last appearance on the mound here at Boyce Mayview Field. He's a senior. There's a ball that's up in the air, third base side. Joel Klein comes over, snags it very easily. Quickly, 2 gone. I believe Ryan Bittner, if I remember correctly from those pregame introductions, is on his way to Penn State and going to do some ROTC, I think.
He will be a Nittany Lion.
He will be. Brad DeCampus, the center fielder, flied out to left in the first inning, and here he is in the third.
Keith, might I add that Ryan is the only pitcher this year to go the distance. He pitched a complete game.
That is correct. That was the game that we did a couple of weeks ago. That's that South Fayette game, I believe, right? 6-0 win. Ryan pitched a really nice game. Didn't give up a walk until like the 6th inning, I believe. And he's looking at an 0-1 ball that just misses to make it 1-1 to DeCampus. Big right-hander down to the dirt, pops up. DeCampus looking to get an assist. And that'll be 2-1. Well, nice little shuffle again by Jerry Malarkey. I think there's a foul ball behind third base, way foul now, out into the cage area past the pitching mounds. I think Jerry Malarkey, he certainly gets it with all of the years that he's put in to give these seniors an opportunity at a couple different positions and have Joel Klein start the game, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think the young men understand how important it'll be until years from now. I think they'll really get it. But it's pretty special, and it's special for the parents that are here watching today.
And I'll tell you what, the juniors on the team totally understand and get it and support the fact that they want to see their senior colleagues out there playing their final game, home game.
Yeah, they're only a year away.
That's right.
Sharp grounder down the first baseline foul.
I think it was a bonus that Joe got to play. On his way out the door, he said, "Dad, I don't think I'm playing today. You know, we're going to go with the senior. We're going to go with the seniors." And so he got a couple innings in. I think he's happy.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ball that's well struck over to right field, fighting the sun and the fence. Ben Haas hauls it in.
Good job.
So it's 3 up, 3 down. Ryan Bittner on the mound doing the job now for the Panthers, and there is no score for Mount Lebanon. 2 on the board for Upper St. Clair. They'll come to bat in the bottom of the third in a moment. Well, Joel Klein started the game on the mound, moved over to third base, and now he moves to home plate to start things off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the third inning. Joel, a strikeout victim of Austin Kitchen as the first batter for the Panthers back in inning number 1. Hopes for a different outcome this time. Nice big breaking pitch by Kitchen that just misses, and that's ball 1.
Joel has played a cornucopia of positions this year.
Well, that ball comes and misses just outside. As we talked earlier on in one of our telecasts, an advantage for Coach Malarkey is that there's another pitch that misses, that he's rich with infielders. He's rich with a lot of gloves early in, and that's got to be very beneficial and helped him when he has to shuffle and mix and match. 3-0 to Klein. He looks at a ball, and he is the leadoff batter, who is now on base. And Adam Kraske will waltz to the plate. Now we'll see if the signals go here with Joel Klein. Pretty swift, pretty smart in the base paths. Adam Kraske, pretty crafty with a bat. Throw over there. Again to the other side of Klinchuk. We mentioned that because earlier on in the game, in the second inning, it was 2 errant throws from the pitching mound. Kraske shows bunt, does not. 2 errant throws by Kitchen that allowed runners to advance. 1 throw missing at first base and 1 going past second into center field. And that helped develop the 2 runs for the Panthers. It's 1-0 to Adam Kraske. Third baseman creep him in. He tries to bunt. No good. Brian Eisler creeping in from third. As a healthy creep, more like a charge. 1-1 now to Adam Kraske. Everybody on their toes. Middle infielders playing square. Here comes Eisler again. This ball fouled away. Full swing by Kraske.
Kraske has had a number of hits on bunts just because of his speed. He really knows how to lay it down the line and let the ball die right around the midpoint on each line.
Well, and with someone as fast as Adam Kraske, if you don't field the ball cleanly and get that throw on the mark, you're not going to beat him. That was the 1-2, and that missed to make it 2-2. Joel Klein at first. Center fielder, Adam Kraske at the plate. Austin Kitchen on the mound. He looks to his catcher, McGraw. Swing and a miss. Chopper over to the shortstop position, which was vacated. Adam is going to hustle.
There you go again.
Adam is going to hustle. And the shortstop broke to cover a moving Joel Klein. That opened up the position just enough, and Adam Kraske could not be caught. Base hit.
And what you don't know, Keith, is I'm almost convinced that was a hit and run because Joel Klein, who doesn't have the fastest wheels, did take off. Didn't have a very good jump, but Kraske, it was actually an inside pitch, and he just drove it.
There's a throwback trying to pick off Joel Klein. That was high. Joel dives back as Gannon Rooney is waiting now. And now we have a timeout called by the home plate umpire. And there's something in the field. There's a ball or something behind first base. Yeah, it is a baseball that was from fellows off the field in the bullpen area warming up. So Gannon Rooney's looking at an opportunity now with nobody out to slam the ball. Runners at first and second. Infield fly rule in effect. Out of the stretch, Kitchen looking at a bunt. Nice bunt. Pitcher side, third base side, going to throw. Cannot get him. Oh. Ball is loose. Joel Klein's going to come home, and alertly Adam Kraske makes it to third. It is another error, a throwing error off the fielder's choice by Austin Kitchen.
Keith, it was textbook small ball. I mean, again, we've been very successful in our bunting game, and that, again, a perfect laydown bunt. They thought they could get Joel Klein over there, and it was just the circus throw did not happen. It went into the left field, and once again, we will take the run, Keith. We will take the run.
Especially against a good team like Mount Lebanon. Ian Frazier to the plate now, and Adam Kraske alertly went to third base on that one. There's the throw over now, trying to get Gannon Rooney. You know, it starts with a very good bunt by Gannon Rooney. that starts it rolling. He hit it to the back of the pitcher. He's forcing that left-hander to come off and chase the ball, and the third baseman in. Now they pick off Rooney. They're going to throw to get him. Here comes the runner.
Not
home.
a doubt.
He is safe. Adam Kraske bowls his way in. McGraw tries to stop him and block the plate, but he cannot with the throw high, and Adam Kraske scores. And we have a man back in scoring position as Gannon Rooney gets himself a stolen base.
And once again, Rooney, once he realized he committed to the run, he went ahead, drew the throw, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. As soon as he broke, there was no stopping him. He ran right to second base, forcing that throw to second base.
Now
Great job.
That's the advantage when you have the lead and nobody out. There's a big rip by Ian Frazier, but that one's going to go way foul. That ball's on its way to Bridgeville. Ouch. So Gannon Rooney is at second now, and Ian Frazier's at the plate. And it's 4-0 for the Panthers. That foul ball is just strike one to Frazier. Ian scored the first run of the game. And that first run of the game was, of course, he had the two-base throwing error on his hit. And then the pickoff attempt at second took him to third. There's a loose ball that excites the Mount Lebanon fans. McGraw does a nice job of knocking it into the dirt, holding the runner. And then Ian Frazier went on to score that first run of the game when that throwing error on the pickoff attempt at first just went awry, and Austin Kitchen hurt himself. He cranks this ball. That ball is way back. That is ball. Gannon Rooney's going to come to the plate. He's happy. He turns and waits for his teammate, and the entire dugout comes out to greet Ian Frazier, who cranks a massive home run into left field and scores two more for the St. Clair Panthers as they go up 6-0.
Keith, what a send-off for the captain in his final home game. He got all of that. That was a fastball right down the middle, and there was no doubt about it. Right off the bat, it was out of here.
Wow. And a pair of RBIs for Ian Frazier as he just crunched that baseball from the moment the contact was made. And Gannon Rooney just stood there in awe. Gannon wasn't worried about the outfielder running it down. He was just in awe watching that ball. And Ian was on his toes up running around towards second. Gannon Rooney on base. Ian Frazier with a big pop. And it's a 6-0 lead for the Panthers now as Ryan Bittner comes in, batting in place of Joe Repeshak. Now this is interesting because Ryan has not batted a whole heck of a lot. Ryan, of course, came on to pitch in place of Joel Klein. Joel pitching the first 2 innings for Upper St. Clair. And Austin Kitchen now trying to get some breaking stuff going.
Seniors taking care of business today, Keith.
Oh, no question right now. Of course, on the other hand, here is the question. We're only in the 3rd inning. Are 6 runs enough against a talented team like the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils? You would like to think so. There's a nice pitch outside. Ryan Bittner chases that one. And as a strikeout swinging.
I know that we're acting in the role of a spoiler here today, but does this game have any bearing on Mount Lebanon, Keith?
Well, certainly. I mean, they're chasing in the District 5 rankings. They're chasing Cannon Mac. There's only a 1-game differential. There's a ball that's fouled up over the dugout. It's going to get out of play. Fouled away by Eric Krolzik, by the way. Excuse me. So the answer is yes, it could. Mount Lebanon comes in 6-3. Cannon Mac, as of today, of course, we rebroadcast these games, so it depends upon when you see it. Cannon Mac, as of today, was 7-2. So the 1-game differential could mean something. Yes, very much so. Excuse me.
Definitely in the seedings. I was just wondering if perhaps maybe they could get bounced out.
Oh, I see. You're talking about who's below them.
Right.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Yeah.
Bethel, I think Bethel is in the hunt.
Bethel is in the hunt, I believe, right below them, but I don't think one game's going to make a difference there. I don't believe. And here's the pitch to Krolzik. He's going to pop this one into right. That right fielder is in early, in shallow, and he manages to snag it for two down here. And let's see here. Ben Haas will be coming to the plate. Ben helped things happen with his single and really his stolen base in the last inning that helped Eric Krolzik on the double steal come home for the second run of the game for Upper St. Clair. 2 down in the third. Swung on and a miss. All of a sudden, Austin Kitchen has better breaking stuff, it seems, in these last couple of batters. Maybe that Ian Frazier home run got him a little upset. Ground ball to short. Quickly smothered over to Clinchock at first, and that is out number 3, but not after a productive inning. 4 runs on a couple of hits, the big one, the home run from Ian Frazier. And the Upper St. Clair Panthers are up 6-0, top of the 4th in a moment. Brian Eisler is going to be the leadoff batter here in the 4th inning for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils as they find themselves down now midway through the game, 6-0. Some of it their fault with several errors. They've had 4 throwing errors so far today. And, it's not their fault that Ian Frazier hit the home run because, quite honestly, Austin Kitchen threw a very good pitch. Sometimes the batter's job is to hit a very good pitch, which Ian Frazier did for the 2-run home run. As a result, 6-0. There's a nice little hit over to Mike Stevenson in left. And there is quickly one down as Brian Eisler flies out.
Perfectly played by Mike Stevenson. See his dad in the crowd there taking pictures of Michael.
Vince D'Orazio comes to the plate. He looks at a first pitch. Ooh, nearly hits him inside. D'Orazio, number 22, is the starting second baseman for the Blue Devils today. And Ryan Bittner working in relief of Joel Klein. Pair of seniors doing the job. 1 away, top of the 4th. Ball inside, but on the zone. D'Orazio trying to crowd it a little bit, but the home plate umpire's not going to buy that one. And it's 2-1. Foul just down the third baseline. Hey, Dan, you got to wonder not to take anything away from Ian Frazier, who just clocked that baseball for his home run. But you look at that breeze that's blowing that way. He hit it in the right direction. He didn't go against the grain. He went with the wind. So any assist he needed, man, he got it and then some.
Absolutely.
And he created his own.
I think that was close to 400 feet. Easily.
Well, it's 400 straight away here at Boyce Mayview. And I believe it's 330 down the lines. And it cleared that fence easily 10 or 15 feet high. Pretty much over the head of the left fielder.
And the one right before that was about 500 feet, but it was just...
It was foul. That's the one that went to Bridgeville. Ground ball to Krolzik at short. Long throw in time. And D'Orazio goes down with a 6-3.
Nice play by Krelzik and a great stretch by Joe Conlon. You know, something I wanted to mention, Keith, about this Mount Lebanon team. This is the first time that they're playing on Upper St. Clair's field this year, and it's a lot different than the Mount Lebanon field.
Yeah, big time different. Absolutely. Wide open spaces and a bigger backstop, and just the whole, the whole setup of the field can give you a different feel. Robert Clinchock looks at that first pitch, and here's the second offering now.
I know that.
And that misses, and it's 1-1.
I know that if you overthrow the first baseman on the Mount Lebanon field, all you got to do is take a couple steps and pick up the ball.
Right. Here's a ball off his fists over towards Adam Kraske. He is ranging. Ben Haas to cover. Kraske pulls it in. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left in this one, and nothing on the board from Mount Lebanon. St. Clair still leading 6-0. They're coming to bat in a moment. Senior Joe Conlon is going to start things off for us here in the top of the fourth inning. No, excuse me, bottom of the fourth inning. I'm so excited I'm upside down today, but it's the bottom of the fourth, and the Panthers leading 6-0. Joe in the second inning struck out swinging. His only at bat so far. Started the game at third. Nice flare, base hit down the third base line. He's going to take a look and a little bit of a turn. And Joe Conlon, leadoff batter, is on.
Nice rip by Joe Conlon.
Does that sound familiar? Leadoff batter is on. And that'll help with Mike Stevenson at the plate. Joe just smart enough, fast enough, crafty enough to pose a threat to steal. And Austin Kitchen steps off, doesn't like something. Doesn't like the setup. Doesn't like the score, that's for sure. Now he comes set. Eisler coming in from third, looking at a bunt right to Eisler. He's going to come up with it, go hard. He looks at second and cannot. He goes to first base. He had to because Joe Conlon was speedily jumping over on the fielder's choice. And Mikey Stevenson is out.
And Keith, I might want to say that for Mount Lebanon, we have a new pitcher, number 8, Austin Eaton.
Oh, that's Austin Eaton. All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Got one. All right, let's go, kids. Come on, Big Austin.
Well, that explains why he stepped off, getting comfortable with the position. Top of the order now, Joel Klein. Joel's going to put one right at the left fielder. And he is looking to bang that baseball. And he does, but it is an F7. And there's 2 gone here for St. Clair with the runner, Joe Conlon, at second base. Bang, bang plays here.
Nice hit
in
by
this
Joel.
game. Back. Ooh, just barely back behind that throw.
Darren, let him get set.
Wow, that was a mighty quick turn.
15.
Austin Eaton, the new pitcher in for Mount Lebanon again, another left-hander. Adam Kraske fouls that one back to the screen. And we're zipping right along here this afternoon. Even though there's been a lot of action, it's all happened very quickly. Adam Kraske struck out in the first, single, and advanced and scored in the third. Here he is batting in the fourth with a man at second. He looks at a strike, and it's 0-2. There's been a lot of action at second base. There's another pickoff attempt. Throw high. I'm not sure what the signal is, but it just seems to be just enough of a delay today. This is the second Mount Lebanon pitcher, Dan. It just doesn't seem to be quite meshing for them on that pickoff at second.
They better work that out before the playoffs start.
Ooh, nice breaking pitch inside, and Adam Kraske goes down swinging, and that is the end of the inning, stranding a man. And Mount Lebanon dodges a little bit of a bullet there coming out of it as they change their pitchers and hope to change their fortunes. They'll come to bat in just a moment. Zach Baum takes a pitch and puts it over the head of Mike Stevenson. He is quickly on the run, and that'll bounce, it looks like, up and over, and we've got a book rule double coming to the plate. He's their right fielder. He's also their number 8 hitter. Terry Halligan on deck before they go around to the top of the order. So the discussion, the pep talk as it were, to Brian Bittner is done. He hits that outside corner. Pep talk doing a nice job there. Nobody out, though. 3 runs on the board quickly for Mount Lebanon here in the top of the 5th. And it's 6-3. Big breaking ball, just misses. Started nice, ended in the wrong spot, 1-1. Well, this is why you got to play every inning. There's a line shot to right field. Clean base hit for Brendan Depp. 4 batters to the plate, 4 hits for Mount Lebanon so far this inning. Terry Halligan, their left fielder, is going to come out, and we will see the pitching change and a timeout as Jerry Malarkey goes to the mound and
Thomas Steve
makes the switch, putting Thomas Steve in for Ryan Bittner.
Thomas Steve walked off the bench. He didn't warm up. I mean, I was looking in the bullpen and I saw Jesse Slinger. He must have threw about 50 pitches and he looked all set, ready to go. But Jerry Malarkey plucked Thomas Steve, who was more than happy to get out there and get warmed up quick.
Well, for Ryan Bittner, he pitches 2+ innings. Not a third because he didn't get anyone out in this inning. Two nice 3-up, 3-down innings in the third and the fourth as he relieved Joel Klein. And now he comes to this inning, gives up the home run to Baum, the double to Zaslav, the home run to McGraw, and then a base hit to Brendan Depp. So we'll see what happens here. And it looks to me as though we have an Eddie Jenkins at the plate to be a pinch hitter for Terry Halligan. And we do not know much about Eddie Jenkins other than he is wearing number 32 and he bats right-handed. And he will face Thomas Steve here with a runner at first. First pitch, breaking ball, just misses. The good news for Panther fans, there's a throw down to first. Ian Frazier with a quick snap to first base. Brendan Depp had to hurry to get back. Again, that's Eddie Jenkins in as a pinch hitter for Terry Halligan here in the 5th inning. Back, and a throw over. I think that's more a keep him honest type of throw over as opposed to try and get him out. Mount Lebanon feeling a little life here late in the game. Breaking pitch. Looks like that misses low, and it's 2-1 for Thomas Steve as he faces Eddie Jenkins. Pat McCluskey got his guys going. He wants to keep this momentum going if he can, Dan. Boy, how fortunate is it for any team to send 4 batters to the plate, create 3 runs, 2 dingers, and still have a man on and nobody out, you got stuff going.
That's a solid hitting of Mount Lebanon.
There's no question. There's a sharp shot behind third base, foul. So for Jenkins, it'll be 2-2 now. And a little speed with an outfielder on the base paths. Right fielder Brendan Depp with his single. You can hear the life in the Mount Lebanon bench as well. They now feel they're back in this game. There's another ball that's ripped foul off the fence this time.
Jenkins is trying to make the strike zone a little smaller. He's kind of folding over the plate.
That was the 2-2 that just missed high, and that's 3-2. Ian Frazier feeling the pressure as the catcher, trying to keep those base runners honest. Threw one out earlier in the game. He'll be happy to do it again. Here's a golf shot down the line and left. That looks to me a foul ball. Mike Stevenson gave chase. That would have been trouble. Otherwise, you could have wound up with a runner on third.
And with no outs, that would not be a good situation.
With no outs, right. You could have wound up with runners at first and third or first and second, whatever the case may be. But instead, you still have Jenkins at the plate looking at a full count. Depp at first. This ball hit. It is behind Mike Stevenson. That ball got over his head, out to the warning track. Depp comes over to third. He will hold there, and it is a double for Eddie Jenkins. And Eddie Jenkins manages to do his job as a pinch hitter with a quality at bat, moving his teammate to third base. That's Depp. And Brad Becampus is going to come to the plate. Now the question is, with nobody out, do you play small ball here if you're the Mount Lebanon manager, Pat McCluskey? Even though you've got a big hitter, he's your leadoff man, he should be able to bunt. He's swinging big time, chips it foul. So there's a question strategy-wise, Dan. You got a man at third, you can advance the man from second.
I know if it was Jerry Malarkey, I think in this situation, I think he bunted 10 times this year in this very situation.
Thomas Steve on the mound, delivers, looks, that one's high.
Boy, Keith, I thought this was going to be a nice, easy walk through the park sweep of Mount Lebanon.
Nothing's easy. There's a long fly ball. Ben Haas fighting the sun. He's going to come in. He'll make the catch. Go right into the cutoff man at Joe Conlon. And that is out number 1 in the inning, and the runners hold at second and third.
Keith, I was so confident of this win an inning ago that I was actually contemplating singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
We'll spare the viewing audience that's for sure. Brian Isler, the third baseman now, singled in the first, stole a base but got stranded, and then he flew out to left field in the fourth inning. Now he is coming to the plate here in the fifth. He has runners at second and third. There's a nice pitch from Thomas Steve. Strike one. One gone. If for some reason you're just joining us, welcome aboard. I'm Keith James. Dan Repishak is over there. You're looking at a 6-3 ball game. There's a ball off the fists over towards Ben Haas. That's going to drop foul. Good thing, too. That ball curved. That drops down that line. That's trouble.
That would have been some damage.
Vince D'Orazio on deck for Mount Lebanon. They've cut the score in half in this inning. It was 6-0 coming in. It is 6-3 right now. 1 out. And again, Brian Isler at the plate. There's a breaking pitch, gets behind the catcher. Nobody's going to move on that one. I think Pat McCluskey is going to play it pretty safe with his base runners on those kind of situations, knowing he's still down by 3 runs. Out of the stretch, Thomas Steve heaves that ball and misses. It's 2-2. There's a ball hit over towards left field. Nice running grab. That will not be close enough for Mike Stevenson to keep that runner from third scoring, but he keeps the runner from second advancing. 2 down. That's a sac fly.
Keith, that was a shot. And Michael Stevenson, he made a move on it and put his hand up, and it just, I think his hand is going to be hurting tonight.
That ball did carry and then curve down low. All right, Vince D'Orazio in, looks at a nice breaking pitch that just misses inside for ball 1. Thomas Steve now with a runner behind him at second. Here's a ball that's going to fall in front of Adam Kraske. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. Going to be tight at the plate. Oh, Ian Frazier cannot find a handle on it, and the runner will score.
One had plenty of time to make the grab and lay the tag down, but I think he took his eye off the ball, and it bobbled around, and oh well, what are you going to do?
Eddie Jenkins manages to score for Mount Lebanon.
Jerry Malarkey's having a little conversation with the umpire here.
That's their 5th run of the inning, and we'll see what the conversation could be about. I think they're talking about whether or not the runner had some type of interference.
Well, I think they might have questioned the runner hitting into the catcher. I mean, I don't know if he started his slide a little late.
Now, on the other hand, you're making a play on the baseball. I think it opens it up as your fair game, particularly if you're a catcher, I believe.
Absolutely.
Regardless,
a
nice piece of hitting by Vince Durazio to drop that ball in front of Adam Kraske, who made a super throw. He knew what was going on, and McCluskey sent in the runner. Jenkins, he's moving full steam at third base, going to put the pressure on with 2 out, and they got the run. So, Robert Klinchak, the first baseman, comes up now. He has a runner out. Ooh, there's a snap throw by Frazier, and he nearly gets him.
Joe caught that and did the old sweep.
Durazio just back in time. The 0-1 count to Klinchak. There's a ball right over the head. Stevenson gets it. There's no play at the plate. It's a tie ball game.
This is a crazy game, isn't it?
You gotta love baseball because you have no idea what will happen, but it could drive you crazy. Absolutely drive you crazy. So 6 runs in this inning for Mount Lebanon, and they have now batted around officially with Zach Baum, who started things off.
Jerry's taking the walk.
Yeah, he is indeed. Thomas Steve's going to go down. And we have a pitching change. We just don't know who the pitcher's going to be
Jesse Slinger
right now. But it sure looks to me like Jesse Slinger going out to the mound.
And Jerry was called up from the JV 2 weeks ago. And he had some tremendous outings for the JV level. He was tearing it up. And Jerry Malarkey thinks that he can come up and help this ball team.
Now Thomas Steve pitches 2/3 of an inning, but he manages to allow in 3 runs, and Mount Lebanon just keeps pounding the ball this inning. You look at the other 4 innings, and Mount Lebanon did almost next to nothing. And you look at this inning's almost a whole game for a team, for crying out loud. 2 dingers, pair of doubles, single, couple of home runs, 6 runs on the board.
When Bittner came into the game, he was lights out.
3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, and then wow, ouch. I don't know, makes you wonder. Well, Jesse Slinger is one of 3 Slinger brothers. All of them have done and continue to do something athletic at Upper St. Clair. They're a pretty athletic group. They better be. Their dad, Frank, is one large fellow, and you don't argue with Dad too much there. Heather, a nice lady, and they're doing a great job raising these boys.
Absolutely.
To be good young men, and they are good competitors, I will say that.
Fierce.
And Jesse is certainly showing that with what he's performed to earn this opportunity to go out on the mound. Quite honestly, it'll be interesting because many of these Mount Lebanon players, because just enough age difference, really haven't seen Jesse Slinger. So this might be a great move by Jerry Malarkey, as again, Mount Lebanon now bats around and they send Zach Baum to the plate, who 9 batters ago hit a home run and put the first run on the board for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils.
Ian Frazier walking out to confirm the signals that he's about to give Jesse.
So again, we're looking at a base runner. That's Robert Klinchak, who's right behind him at second base as Jesse Slinger gets ready for his first pitch of the game. In the dirt, Frazier blocks it. It's in his glove. No, it's at his feet. Klinchak wasn't sure where it was either. He didn't go anywhere. I'll take that back. That is not Klinchak at second base. That's a substitute runner.
That's right.
Sorry, I did not pick that up earlier. We'll try and figure out who that is. Here's the 1-0, and that's in for a strike, and it's 1-1. All tied at 6-6. There's a ball up and in. much follow through there for Jesse. 2-1. Well, again, we've had 3 home runs in this game, and all 3 have gone the way that you would expect a right-handed batter to hit them, but also with that stiff breeze that's out there. That ball misses low and away on the other corner, and it's 3-1. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a home run park, but when the breeze is blowing like that, Dan, and then the guys hit it as well as they did. He catches that corner now to take it full to Zach Baum. Clinchock, or the substitute runner for Clinchock at second. Again, we're still looking to identify him.
It's a 5.
Is that a 5? No, that can't be Matt McGraw. It has to be 6.
Lucas Niche.
Well, could be. Only catching part of a number. Full count pitch here. Just misses. A walk to Baum. So we're looking at a substitute runner here for Zach Baum, and that will be, that one we happen to know will be Stabil. As the designated hitter Baum goes to the bench, and Darren Zaslaw is coming to the plate. Zaslaw grounded out in the second, and then in the fifth, he contributed a double and then scored on the home run from Matt McGraw. Jesse Slinger catches that corner. 0-1. 2 away here in the fifth. Runners at first and second. Slinger delivers. Misses outside. Frazier knocks it down. That is an excellent stop by Ian Frazier. You gotta believe there are just a few nerves going for Jesse Slinger. First opportunity to pitch at the varsity level like this. There's a ball. Hit deep. Mike Stevenson trying to run it down. Cannot. Over his head. Another one. Quickly in to the cutoff man. 1 run will score. There's the lead. A second run will score. And Mount Lebanon has jumped ahead by a double from Darren Zaslaw. They've jumped ahead by a pair of runs now.
That was a solid strike by Jesse Slinger, and Zaslaw got all over that.
Well, he showed that kind of power earlier on with his double. And a credit to manager Pat McCloskey having his guys not only, of course, moving with the 2 outs, but wheeling those runners so that they come around. And now Mount Lebanon leads here in the extended 5th inning. It is 8-6.
So Keith, if you're Jerry Malarkey, what are you going to say to your team in the dugout in between innings here?
Well, I think it's real easy. It's time for our bats to go to work.
Right.
And you know, we have our own hits today. We have big hits today. We have some big plays. We've run the ball well. We've run on the base paths well. You just got to go to work. But before you do that, you still need one more out here. You got a runner at Stabil is at second. I'm sorry, that is not Stabil. Stabil scored. Zaslaw is at second.
That's right. We just can't panic. We got 3 at bats.
Yeah. You got McGraw at the plate.
Chip away and battle.
Sure. There's still plenty of time left here. We've shown that opportunity. Pitch just misses high. Again, Joel Klein started pitching. Ryan Bittner came in. Then Thomas Steve relieved him. And now we're looking at Jesse Slinger in for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Getting the, quote, call-up. Here in the 5th. There's a foul pop.
And Jesse's getting indoctrinated to the varsity level, isn't he?
Yeah. Be careful what you ask for. Here you are. Other than the score and the way it's turned around, Still a great day for a ball game.
Absolutely.
All right, a little look at the runner at second. The 2-2 in the dirt. That one misses. McGraw's going to get to look at another one.
Wind's kicking up a little bit.
And he's looking at a full count now. Does seem to be breezier out there. There's a ball to right field. Nope, I'm sorry, popped the first base. Coming over, Gannon Rooney will take charge. And finally out of the inning. Mount Lebanon manages to really do some damage here, though. In the 5th inning, extended as they bat around plus, and they score 8 runs, including 2 home runs, and they've taken the lead 8-6. St. Clair coming to bat. So for the St. Clair Panthers to turn it around, Gannon Rooney, Ian Frazier, and Ryan Bittner are the scheduled batters. Ryan Bittner pulled from the pitching mound, so we'll see if he comes to bat or who might bat in his position, since that pitching position changed 3 times in the last inning, with Mount Lebanon putting on those 8 runs on the board. And Gannon Rooney is the good starting point. Gannon had himself an on-base situation with a fielder's choice, a stolen base, and then he scored a run. And this is Austin Eaton on the mound. He is in relief of Austin Kitchen, who started the game for Mount Lebanon. His first offering is a strike. Gannon Rooney looks at another ball. This one looks like it misses inside. And I do believe that's going to go to 1-1. Infield straight up for Mount Lebanon. No need to change right now. Breaking ball doesn't want to move and behave. Goes down to the dirt, pops away. And it's a 2-1 count. Gannon Rooney looks at a pitch that's high.
Gannon smacked one off the top of the fence in the Peters game.
No, he wanted to go for that one. Does not. Holds up. Check. And our leadoff man is on. The excitement may not be done. A base on balls for Gannon Rooney. He had a home run earlier in the season,
yes,
too, did he not? Was that a 2 or 3 run shot?
It was a 2-run shot.
Yeah. And now here's our own home run hitter today, Ian Frazier, who has scored twice today, courtesy of errors in the 2nd inning and courtesy of his own power and maybe a little assist from the wind with a great home run in the 3rd inning. Rudy at first, going to make that pitcher nervous. Even though that big left-hander is opening up to first, Gannon Rooney is nimble of a foot, and he's not going to worry about a pickoff attempt. He's got the move to get back, and here it comes, and he dives back neatly. Christian Wheeler, first base coach for St. Clair, giving in the back. Ian Frazier waiting with a 1-0 count. And time for the home plate umpire. Something somebody didn't like. Too much time, maybe. Austin Eaton out of the stretch. Looks like he's going to miss on the outside corner there. And it is 2-0. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're facing a guy like Ian Frazier who crushed a home run, you got to be careful with the 2-0 count. You know, the batter's count. Well hit, center field. It's going to drop? No. Nice run by Becampus to snag that one, and Ian Frazier flies out to center. Gannon Rooney will come back to first. And now we'll see who goes to the plate. And now it looks like Joe Repeshak is right back in the game in this batting position. A little bit of shuffling there in that lineup. Joe Repeshak grounded out to shortstop. No, yes, shortstop in the 2nd inning. Looks at a breaking pitch in there. That is strike 1. I think St. Clair, unlike Mount Lebanon, who just got a bunch of big hits that strung together, and that's the way it'll go sometimes,
That's right.
Dan, I think St. Clair just needs to string together a few hits, a steal, and continue to do what they did well earlier in the game.
Absolutely.
And they certainly put the pressure on the Mount Lebanon defense that way. There's a pitch that's in the dirt. McGraw's going to run it down. It doesn't go very far. Gannon Rooney will not try and go to the second. And the count goes to 1-2.
It looks like a pretty big gap in right center field there.
Well, also, you look at the right fielder drawn in. You know, if a ball's down the line, he can't get to it, gets behind him. Chopper, foul, hits the batter in the box. Missed by a lot of folks. That ball quickly off a batter rolls in front of the plate, and a lot of folks think, oh, you got to run. That's fair territory. Nope. Batter in the batter's box is in foul territory, strikes him, dead ball right there. Good call by the umpire. And it's 1-2, remains 1-2. Eaton's pitch, that one bounces away, up the line, doesn't matter on the walk. No risks to the base runner. So Joe Repeshak walks, puts runners at first and second, and puts the infield fly rule in effect with less than 2 out, and Eric Krolzik at the plate. Well, now we got
Keith, I think that wasn't a walk. I think Joe got hit.
They're going to call that a hit batsman. I didn't see the dead ball call by the umpire. That's why I questioned that.
Yeah, because it was only one ball.
You are correct. That had to be a hit batsman. What's wrong with me? Well, that's what they're calling then. Well, that changes everything in terms of the marks I'm making on the paper. All right, doesn't change the fact that there are runners at first and second, and Eric Krolzik's at the plate. He looks at a pitch that's outside for ball 1. Eric with a walk and scored the second run of the game in the second inning, and then also in his next at-bat in the third, flied out to left. That ball misses up and away again.
It just missed.
Not by much. So it's quickly 2-0. Gannon Rooney at second. Joe Repeshak at first, the base runners for Upper St. Clair. Austin Eaton with the delivery from Mount Lebanon. He's going to miss on that one, and I have to tell you, I didn't see it miss, but the umpire did, so it's 3-0. Now, do you green light this guy? He can put the bat on the ball well. There's a throw over to first. Repeshak back, no problem whatsoever. Those throwovers hurt Mount Lebanon early.
Coach Wheeler alertly calling Joe back.
They're looking for movement at the pitcher's feet and also his hips and shoulders. Kind of a little bit of a string. That pitch comes in. There was a take sign on, and it is 3-1 now. Now we'll bear down. Here's Eric Krolzik now with the 3-1. Ooh, catches a corner.
That was a strike.
Catch in a corner there.
I think the crowd agrees with me.
I think maybe that was questionable, but it doesn't matter. That was the call. Big Blue has made it, and that runs the count full. That ball's going to be fouled off. And that's one of the things that I think Eric Krolzik, like a lot of good batters, does. When that count is there where you have to swing, unless it's way outside.
He knows how to protect well.
You've got to protect. You've got to foul the ball off to stay alive for the pitch you want. He pops that one up. That's going to go behind first base. That batter is out already on the infield fly. And the runners were liable there. That's when you want to go right to your bag on that infield fly. So that's an F3. And that's 2 outs now. And Ben Haas will come up to the plate. Ben, of course, in the second inning with a base hit, and then the stolen base on the great double steal that allowed Eric Krolzik to score. And then Ben grounded out to short in the third. 2 out, 2 on. And that pitch misses outside.
What do you think Eaton goes, about 6'2", 6'3"?
He is one large fellow, I will tell you that. Got a big, long stretch. He steps to the plate. Big stride out. You know, that cuts that 60 feet 6 inches down.
And he throws a heavy ball. I mean, he looks like he's got a nice, easy form, but boy, it comes in hard.
Well, he just missed on that one for a 2-0 count to Ben Haas. Pauses. Little zip on that one, strike one.
You know, he kind of reminds me of the unit.
You think?
Yeah. I forget his name.
Big Randy?
Yeah, Randy.
There's a nice ball. That's going to go down to the corner. That's going to be a fair ball. That'll score 1 run. Here comes the wheels on the other run. He's sending Joe Repeshak the throw. Flare into that gap. You know, you mentioned that gap between center and right. If you hit that gap to the flagpole, that would certainly be a run as well. So,
boy, that umpire's really giving him that outside corner.
Yeah, he really seems to be, but maybe it's because he's a left-handed batter. It seems that it opened up, not so much so on the right-handers when it's an inside
Well, you got to choke up here.
1-2. Eaton with the delivery. Chopper over to second base. Scooped up. DeRosario over to first, and they're out of the inning. But St. Clair manages to get their own set of damage done thanks to the double from Ben Haas. And a couple of base runners. Gannon Rooney scores along with Joe Repeshak, and it's an 8-8 ball game. Mount Lebanon coming to bat in the top of the 6th in a moment. So in the top of the 6th inning now, as Mount Lebanon comes to bat, it's an 8-8 ball game, all brand new. We apologize if you've missed parts of the game. We've had some technical difficulties. We are working to minimize them, and hopefully we haven't missed anything that's key and major to your life. We do have a major change on the mound for Upper St. Clair.
Andrew Wheeler.
Andrew Wheeler wheels his second pitch in, and that is strike number 2. He's got a little pop to Brendan Depp, and he's a relation to our first base coach, Christian Wheeler, I understand. And a strike 3. Now, this is what St. Clair would want, is a pitcher who comes to the mound to shut the other guys down as Brendan Depp goes down looking.
And I believe Andrew Wheeler is a freshman.
All right, now we have Terry Halligan coming in. Halligan is back as the batter. Eddie Jenkins batted in his place in that big 5th inning. Jenkins hitting a double. Halligan with a swing and a miss. Chopper. That is foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Andrew Wheeler's yet to throw a ball.
And I just want to confirm, he is a freshman, right? Okay.
Andrew Wheeler, a freshman, pretty good size freshman, too. Frazier sets up outside. Oh, right back off the top of his head almost. There's a base hit right up the middle for Terry Halligan.
He had a nanosecond to react to that. He almost snagged that ball.
Wow. Wow. So Halligan is on with a base hit. And Mount Lebanon makes it interesting as they go to the top of their order. And Brad Becampus, their center fielder.
This whole game has been interesting.
We've had 2 different games, quite honestly.
That's right.
We've had the first 3 innings, or 3.5, and then it's just become it feels like it's become a whole different ball game these last 2 innings. It's really fun. Would you expect less from 2 great rivals? Because you don't play this well, and you don't have this kind of stuff unless you have great rivalry. You have to have teammates that you respect for the competition they bring to the field. And that has certainly been the case between these 2 teams for a long time.
If you live in the South Hills, I can't think of a better place to be than right here, right now. Tie game, 6th inning.
And the sad part is someone will go home a loser.
That's right.
All right, Andrew Wheeler now has missed with 3 straight pitches with the runner on out of the stretch, and it's 3-0 to Becampus. There's one right down the pipe, just what he needed.
And Andrew's pitching well. He's bringing it in nice and low. Those low strikes, very difficult to hit.
Pitch is going to miss the zone high, and that will be a walk here in the 6th. A walk to McCampus. That pushes Halligan over to second, sets up the infield fly situation with even one down, and Brad Eisler, the third baseman, comes to the plate. Eisler with a single, a fly out to left, and a sac fly so far today, and an RBI out of that sac fly. Looks at a breaking pitch.
We might have to change his name to Iceman.
Iceman, he's done a pretty good job. Some good glove work at third base. He's chased down a bunt or two. Pitch inside there. Just misses. Ball 2. Well, after striking out the leadoff batter, Andrew Wheeler now fighting just a little bit out of the stretch. Delivers. There's a fly ball. Left field. Mike Stevenson ranging. Manages to grab it near the foul line. Right back to third base. And the runner's going to tag and advance.
And Keith, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that might be Pizzone out there.
Dan, I believe you are correct. I think that is Anthony Pizzone out in left. As Jerry Malarkey makes these late inning switches.
Stealthy little move by Jerry Malarkey.
Yeah, he fooled even us, which may not take much, quite honestly. But all right, 2 down now. Both runners advance on that fly ball, so it's a quality at bat for Brian Eisler. Vince Durazio manages to come up to the plate now with runners in scoring position. Wheeler's pitch is inside. You got to watch all these shuffles that go on. Players in, players out, substitute runners in. Wheeler's pitch just misses there, too. So that would be 2-0. Andrew Wheeler again in relief. He is the 5th pitcher today Jerry Malarkey has used for Upper St. Clair.
And I don't think we have many more.
Well, you know, you got to wonder because you still have 2 games left. Certainly you have Tim Leckenby and Graham Ferguson and some guys like that. But on the 6th, you have Pine Richland coming up. So you got to count pitches and counts and days of rest and all that kind of stuff. Swung on and a miss. Big whiff to bring that count even. Again, runners.
Well, we have Krelzik available to pitch.
Yeah.
We got Joe actually has pitched a few innings.
Here's the full count. That misses, and the bases will go full with that walk to Durazio.
Kraske has pitched.
All right, first baseman Robert Klinchuk comes up now with the old proverbial ducks on the pond. Having a little conversation down the third baseline with his head manager, Joe McCloskey. Excuse me, Joe McCloskey. Yeah, I'll be all right. Pat McCloskey. And now Klinchuk steps in. Pitches high. Ian Frazier, nice job of keeping it from going to the backstop.
Coach Malarkey electing to keep the players back in their.
Uh-oh. No, Jerry Malarkey now. Go to the home plate umpire, asking for time to go see his pitcher. Of course, this would be his first mound visit to this inning. If he removes him, he removes him. If he comes back out and then go back out again, that is a mound visit, a second one, and the pitcher has to come out.
I think he went out and asked him if he was having fun because Wheeler started laughing. So he is a freshman. I'm sure Jerry probably went out there and tried to make light of the situation.
Well, it's not the World Series. It's high school baseball. It should be fun. That should be almost number 1 on the list. There's the pitch. Whatever that conversation was, it worked. Nice pitch on the outside corner to make it 1-1 to Klinchuk. Bases loaded, 8-8. Klinchuk's a little excited. He tips that one up and foul. I don't think Ian Frazier knew where that was. That ball was up and so soft, Ian might have had a shot at it right behind the plate, but he lost track of it. 1-2 now.
And if Wheeler can get out of this, it'll be a mystery what Jerry said to him.
Well,
Coach Malarkey.
You talk about momentum. Hard foul ball down the third baseline. You talk about momentum in this game as well. Look at Upper St. Clair, the momentum they generated with, the throwing errors they forced, the pressure they put on Mount Lebanon, running the bases, stealing bases, bunting the ball in the whole 9 yards, and the home run from Frazier. And then it all turned around, and the momentum went for Mount Lebanon. Then it came right back. I mean, it's just a crazy game. And you have to look at it as that. It's crazy and it's fun. It's crazy fun. Andrew Wheeler now looking with a 1-2 pitch. Oh, no. Well, that's something we didn't expect, but he hits Clinchock, and that's the hardest way to get an RBI. But he does.
You could just see that ball just fall off to the right as he was releasing it. I think it might have slipped in his hand.
I have to tell you, you project ahead. If this is the ball game, sack bump to pump up. There's 2 runs scored, the other one off the hit batsman. It is 11-8 now in this crazy, crazy game. You can't go anywhere. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll be back with more in a moment. That is number 4, Anthony Pizzone at the plate. He will be the leadoff batter for Upper St. Clair here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he is the leadoff batter because he was the substitute left fielder for Mike Stevenson in the last half of the inning. He faces the first pitch from Austin Eaton. That is high for ball 1. Anthony Pizzone. Look forward to good things out of him, huh?
Absolutely.
In his senior year. As a pitch misses low and away for ball 2. I think the question would be is whether or not we can get some good things right now. The center fielder shaded. The campus is shaded way to his right. Dead center field is wide open. The right fielder is in. There's a big gap and a deep gap to right center field. It won't matter as Pizzone draws a leadoff walk. Another leadoff batter in this game is on the base paths. We've had a lot of them. Top of the order, Joel Klein. So at this point, I would say 11-8, the game's over. But the way this game has been, Dan, who knows what's going to happen.
We'll tie it up in a jiffy. Here we go.
Yeah, the only thing we haven't had is a tornado. I mean, it's crazy. There's a pop-up behind first base. Pizzone's going to go back as Clinchock grabs it. And there's quickly one away. It might have been a little bit of an excuse-me swing by Joel Klein. Nonetheless, he pops out to Clinchock. And Adam Kraske will come to the plate. Adam with a pair of strikeouts, a single, and scored a run so far today. And he's made a couple of nice plays in center field. Big breaking pitch from Eaton. It just misses. Pizzone with a nice lead. A comfortable lead. Nothing too crazy. Eaton taking a lot of time there. McGraw taking some time to set up behind the plate. Now Eaton looks, steps, delivers. That ball is low and inside for ball 2. Got a lot of black marks on the scorecard today, don't I?
Yes.
Good gosh. You fill in the whole black mark when someone scores on both sides of the sheet. There's another pitch that misses. That is ball 3 to Adam Kraske.
Looks like Clinchock is struggling with the sun.
Well, the way this field was laid out, they did a lot of things right, but one thing they did wrong was not take into account how this late afternoon sun gets mighty nasty right into the eyes of the first baseman, the second baseman,
and the right
fielder.
Absolutely.
And if you look at the manual on how ball fields are supposed to be laid out, this ain't quite right, but it is what it is. Here's the 3-1, chop foul. Now it's 3-2. And you're right, that could be an advantage, though, if there's a throw-over. A pitcher's got to think about a throw-over if he thinks about that sun. And I'll tell you the other thing, the angle of the roof back on the rec center, when that sun's just right, it glares off that roof a little bit, too. So I say tear it all down and start over. Strike 3 looking. Wow. Adam Kraske looked at that pitch. It just drifted in, and he goes down without a whimper. And Gannon Rudy comes to the plate. Gannon Rudy has crossed the plate twice today. He's popped out. He had an infield pop out in his first at-bat, on with a fielder's choice in his second, stole a base and scored, walked and scored in the fifth. And now here he is with a runner at first and 2 out. Excuse me. Yeah, 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Austin Eagle.
1 out. 1 out. Yeah.
No, there are 2 outs. Joel Klein popped out behind first base.
Okay.
Right? And Adam Kraske just struck out looking.
Right, gotcha.
Are you
questioning
me now after all season? All righty. Once in a while I'm right. It's not often, but once in a great while. All right,
I'm just going off the board.
It's 2-1. Oh, well, the board
We'll
operator.
blame.
Look who's operating the board. That tells you everything right there. Fouled off there. Gannon Rooney fouls that one away, and it's 2-2.
Our booster president, Paul Conlon, is working the board.
That's right. We'll blame him big time. We're blaming you, Paul. He has no problem with that. So now here's a pause. Pat McCloskey's going to go out, have a conversation with his pitcher, and he has McGraw go out to listen in. That'd be one of those, candlesticks are always nice. That was just a brief one. Now maybe he wants him to pull the string. Seems to me you could have had that signal from the dugout, but be that as it may, it worked for Jerry Malarkey with Andrew Wheeler a moment ago. So we'll see if it works now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 11-8, Mount Lebanon on top. Pizzone at first. Rooney at the plate. Swung on and a miss. And whatever it was, he did indeed pull the string and struck him out. So St. Clair manages to get a man on, but nothing across the plate. And it's the top of the 7th with Mount Lebanon coming to bat in a moment. Darren Zaslaw, the second baseman for Mount Lebanon, will start things off here in the top of the 7th inning. Mount Lebanon hoping to put a couple more runs on the board, even though they lead 11-8. Hard liner just past the glove of a diving Eric Krolzik. Zaslaw gets things going for Mount Lebanon, and they want a couple of runs because apparently in this game, Dan, no lead is safe.
I'm telling you, Zaslaw put the bat on the ball, and it was the perfect seam between that third baseman and shortstop.
It did not miss.
It wasn't a rocket, but it just got through.
Eric Krolzik could not quite grab it. Well, excuse me. There's a throw over now. Keep Zaslaw honest. Joe Conlon grabs it. Little catch with Andrew Wheeler. Again, Andrew Wheeler, the 5th pitcher of the day for Jerry Malarkey. Some of it by plan, some of it by necessity. Oh, there's a sharp foul over to the coaches. He got a jump.
I think that caught his older brother over there.
Well, you got to pay attention. That'll teach you to sit out in the field like that, too. The dugout is meant to stay in there and try and stay protected. All right, Matt McGraw, home run earlier today. A base hit, a caught stealing. There's a runner going. Frazier with a throw. Oh, Wheeler was in the way. Andrew Wheeler didn't even move.
Wheeler had to do the 2-step there.
He had to do the 2-step. He forgot Ian Frazier's throwing. He doesn't care. Oh, my. A good jump by Darren Zaslaw, and he gets a stolen base and goes into scoring position. Ian Frazier with a bullet.
That was a learning moment.
I think it was. Hey, Mr. Freshman. There's a pitch in on Matt McGraw. Matt McGraw hit the 3rd home run of the day, 1 for Upper St. Clair off the bat of Ian Frazier, 1 from Mount Lebanon's Zach Baum, and then McGraw's home run back in the 5th inning. Here's Wheeler's delivery. Chopper. Foul. Really coming around. That ball was outside the plate, and Matt McGraw came all the way around on it, Dan, and chopped it down behind the third base coach's box. What a big looping swing that was.
He had to really work at that.
He really did take a ball that was that far outside. Wheeler now, another one. This one in on the fists. Chops it away. That's a good way to move the ball. Outside, inside like that. Up and away, down and in. Down and in, up and away. And it's 1-2. All Andrew Wheeler needs now is for him to slip one of those past McGraw. Zaslaw, the runner, at second. Ball at the feet of Ian Frazier. Zaslaw didn't see it as well. He knows it didn't go to the backstop, and his third base coach, manager Pat McCloskey, said, just stay right there. When you're the visitor, you get to this point, you don't have the last at-bat, even if you have the lead. You've got to be a little cautious.
McGraw's pulling everything right.
Everything. Well, the question is, if you're Andrew Wheeler, he's had that ball up and away and in on the fist. I wonder if you can put one down and away and get him to fish and go for it. 2-2 the count. Out of the stretch, Wheeler misses high. That was about nose high to McGraw.
I don't know how McGraw did it, but he actually hit that ball left of the dugout.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. He has to be way out ahead of the ball to do that. That pitch, did it clip him? Well, I think it clipped him. Either way, it's a walk or a clip. He's on first base. The umpire did not give the dead ball signal, though. That's the only thing. All right, Brendan Depp is up at the plate now. Nobody out. A little dangerous now for Upper St. Clair. Infield fly rule in effect. There's a ball to center field, right to Kraske. He comes in, grabs it with a nice little web gem. Adam Kraske using his speed to run it down for out number one.
How many times have we seen Adam Kraske make one of these awesome catches? What an athlete.
He explodes to the ball with his speed. He just gets to wherever that ball is going.
He makes it look easy.
He sure does. All right, Terry Halligan. The starting left fielder is at the plate. Big swing and a miss on that pitch. And Andrew Wheeler manages to get a big strike on him. Again, runners at first and second. 3-run lead for Mount Lebanon here in the top of the seventh. And it's 1-1. Andrew Wheeler looking at a bluff behind him. There's a little flare. That one I don't know if Kraske can get to. It wasn't, but he can't get to it in time to make a play. A third. Oh, he is safe. Wow, Adam Kraske with the wheels to get that ball, playing it on a hop as it dropped in front of him. A nice little flare, and he just threw that quickly over to third base, and there was a play there.
I thought he had him. It actually was a force out.
Well, Jerry Malarkey is coming out to make that very argument that he didn't have to tag him, that the umpire signaled safe, that he had his third baseman, Joel Klein at this point, on the bag for the tag.
I mean, he actually tagged him after he caught the ball, and I don't know, maybe the umpire thought that it was a tag situation.
Well, of course, then that becomes the question is, did the ball beat him there at all, tag or not? And apparently the umpire does not want to say otherwise. So that base hit advances the runner and brings us to the top of the order, and Brad Becampus with the bases loaded. Infield fly rule. That's not an infield fly. Here comes the throw home. It's going to be airmailed way over the back of Ian Frazier. Andrew Wheeler doing a nice job of backing up, but the run scores anyway.
That was a kind of a no-win situation. I mean, he teed it up and threw it as hard as he could. Even with a perfect throw, that was going to be a very difficult out.
Yes, indeed.
Catch him at the plate.
And let me see, that was Zaslaw who scored. And both other runners advanced with the throw to home plate. And Brian Eisler comes to the plate again. So that's what Mount Lebanon wanted. You wanted more runs in this game that where no score, no lead feels safe. They got another one, so they lead 12-8. Eisler with his own sacrifice fly. He had a sack 7 back in that 5th inning where everybody seemed to hit and score for Mount Lebanon. And I think I'm running out of pencil lead here just because of so many marks on the scorecard. Grounder to short. Krolzik over to Repeshek at first, and St. Clair's out of the inning, but they do manage to give up one more run to Mount Lebanon. They come to bat in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 12-8. They need some fireworks. Ian Frazier, he, the owner of a smashing home run in the 3rd inning, is up to the plate for the St. Clair Panthers, trying to do something against Austin Eaton and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, as they are here in the bottom of the 7th now. The sun is shining but setting on Boyce Mayview. Ian Frazier starts it off the way it should be started off. Dan Repeshek, base hit.
That's the way you want to start a rally inning. Great job by Ian Frazier, the captain.
And Ian has the base running smarts and the kind of skill on the base paths to put a pitcher ill at ease. Joe Repeshek, our first baseman, coming to the plate now. And Joe looks at a pitch outside. Joe grounded out in the 2nd inning. Ryan Bittner batted in his place in the 3rd, and then Joe was hit by a batsman in the 5th and scored. And this is his 3rd at-bat today. And he looks at that pitch. And again, Ian Frazier with a leadoff single here, trying to do something for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. They now trail by 4 runs, 12-8 to Mount Lebanon. There's a pop-up. Not what you wanted. Shortstop back. Out on the outfield grass, shallow, and makes that catch. Zaslow brings
Just missed it.
Yep, just missed it. So there is one away. And Ian Frazier remains at first with Eric Krolzik coming to the plate. Krolzik, a patient hitter. Except for that time. Pops it almost straight up. McGraw under it. He makes the catch. 2 down. Not what Eric had in mind, that's for sure. And Ben Haas, who has done some damage today, contributed to the run scoring and run producing that Upper St. Clair is seeing today, comes up for his 4th at-bat. He's had 2 hits, a single and a double, a stolen base, also grounded out to short in one of his at-bats. He looks at a pitch away. Now a great deal of caution on the base paths, Dan. It changes everything in terms of what Jerry Malarkey can do. His arms are folded at 3rd base simply because you can't steal unless that ball rolls all the way to the backstop. Ben Haas lines that ball right to shortstop. And that is caught easily for out number 3 here in the 7th. And Mount Lebanon comes back and wins this bizarre, wacky matchup between these two rival teams. 12-8 the final here, Dan. What a doozy of a game.
Who would have thought 6-0 coming into the 4th inning, 5th inning, and Mount Lebanon did not say quit, and they just focused and had that big rally, tied it up, and they showed the type of team that they are, and best of luck to them in the playoffs.
So this is going to pretty much wrap things up for us sports fans because the next 2 games that are on the schedule for the St. Clair Panthers are away. The 6th at Pine Richland, the 9th at Hampton, and with that we say it's been a lot of fun, and I can't believe, Dan, how quickly the season has gone by.
Keith, the one thing I wanted to mention, the rest of this game got very exciting, but I wanted to mention a shout out to all of the team moms that have put together such great pasta dinners every week. I was the recipient of some of the leftovers, so I can tell you we have some great cooks.
All right, well, there's a tradition we'll try and continue.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, again, here this afternoon at Boyce Mayview Field, it was tremendous being able to honor the Upper St. Clair seniors with Senior Recognition Day. And again, those seniors that we honored were Ryan Bittner, Alex Bloom, Joe Conlon, Ian Frazier, who of course had that great home run, Joel Klein, Eric Krolzik, Tim Leckenby, and Mike Stevenson today. We wish them all the best, and of course in their future endeavors that they go on to college and in life, that they'll treasure these memories that they made here, Dan. Observations for you as we kind of look at the end of the season, a couple more games, but what can Jerry Malarkey do to build and look forward now to next year?
Well, I think Jerry had a talk with some of the juniors and some of the sophomores, and in the throughout the past couple of weeks, he's been picking some players and trying a few things out, thinking of next year. I think there's a lot of promise on the pitching staff with Wheeler and with Jesse Slinger. And I'm very excited for. I think if we can finish strong these next two games and play well, I thought we've played well. We've been in many of the games this year. As you mentioned earlier, we could very easily have had four additional wins on our throughout this schedule. So. I'm really encouraged for next year. We got a lot of up and comers coming, and I'm very excited for the future of this program.
Right, and I hope we move forward and pick up a couple of wins on the way out the door with Pine Richland and Hampton on the road. Well, for today's contest, there was a plus that we scored 8 runs. The bad news was we gave up 12. Mount Lebanon did their job, and Mount Lebanon managed to come up with 12 runs. 2 different ball games, whole different deal in the first 3.5, 4 innings, and then the second game it was all upper St. Clair in the beginning. Mount Lebanon kind of took control later on in a couple of innings, but that's the way it goes. It's baseball. 12 runs for Mount Lebanon on 14 hits. They had 4 errors that they overcame in those first few innings. They left only 4 on base. For Upper St. Clair, it was 8 runs on 6 hits. They had no errors, and they left 4 on base as well. So, from Boyce Mayview Field on a beautiful day, Senior Recognition Day, our congratulations to all the seniors. We wish them all the best. We thank you for joining us. Dan Repishak, thank you. It has been a lot of fun.
Right back at you.
I can't believe it's done this quickly.
I tell you, I really enjoyed it. It is such an honor to be next to such a consummate professional. Thank you.
Well, you're talking about Paul Conlon, of course. And we thank Paul Conlon because he's a guy who really helped spirit all of this last year when we kind of got the ball rolling with these telecasts and everything. We thank our good friend with our local cable access channel, Glenn Ward, and all of the students. There's a whole list of them that over all these different games, these students have come to work the cameras and the truck and lay the cable and the whole 9 yards. None of this would be possible without them. Thanks to all of those young people, and thank you for watching and your support. So again, from Boyce Mayview Field, on behalf of my partner Dan Repishek, it's Keith James here saying thanks for watching, and baseball season next year looks to be bigger and better for Upper St. Clair. We'll hope to see you then. The final today, Mount Lebanon 12, the Panthers 8. Take care, everyone.